The knock at the door caught me off guard. It was soft, hesitant, almost unsure. It was strange for 3 reasons. First, it was Sunday morning, and not even 8 a.m. yet. Second, I wasn't expecting anyone. Third, everyone important in my life had a key to my apartment. Curious but cautious, I opened the door. And there she was, Maddie, my ex-wife. "Hi, James," she said, her voice soft but steady. For a moment I couldn't speak. My heart pounded in my chest as I took in the sight of her. She looked the same, slim, blonde, beautiful. But seeing her now was like ripping open an old wound. "Maddie," I finally managed, keeping my voice cold and even. "What are you doing here? How did you even find me?" "I followed you from your mother's house," she admitted, her words tentative. "I remembered you usually go there on Monday nights." I narrowed my eyes. "Why are you here?" She hesitated, biting her lip, a gesture I used to find endearing, but now it only irritated me. "Can I come in? Please. Just give me 5 minutes and then I'll leave." I sighed, already regretting my decision as I stepped aside. Maddie walked into the living room, her eyes darting around the sparse apartment. The boxes stacked in corners, the minimalist furniture. It all spoke to the fresh start I had tried to build after her betrayal. "What do you want, Maddie?" I asked, crossing my arms. She turned to face me, her big blue eyes glistening with unshed tears. "I care about you, James," I laughed bitterly. "Care? That's rich coming from you. Did you care when you were sneaking around with Tom behind my back?" Her face fell, but she didn't deny it. "I made mistakes," she admitted, her voice trembling. "Mistakes?" I snapped. "You were unfaithful for years, Maddie. That's not a mistake, it's a choice. Repeatedly." "What do you want from me now?" She hesitated, then said the last thing I expected. "Your son needs you, James." The words hit me like a sledgehammer. My chest tightened, and I struggled to breathe. "Beth's not mine. That came out in the custody hearing, remember?" "I'm not talking about Beth," she said, her voice breaking. "I'm talking about Jimmy, our son." My legs felt like they might give out. I stared at her, trying to process what she was saying. "Jimmy?" I repeated, barely able to get the word out. "I didn't know I was pregnant when we divorced," she said, her words tumbling out in a rush. "By the time I realized it was too late. But he's your son, James. I swear it." I laughed, the sound harsh and bitter. "You expect me to believe that now? After everything you've done? After all the lies?" Tears streamed down her face. "I know I've hurt you, James, but I'm here because I want to make things right. Jimmy needs his father. Beth misses you. And her voice cracked. "I miss you too." Before I could respond, the sound of a key turning in the lock interrupted us. Relief washed over me as the door opened and Sally walked in. She was radiant, even in yoga pants and a puffy jacket, her dark hair pulled back into a casual ponytail. In her hands were a bag of baked goods and 2 cups of coffee. Her smile lit up the room until she saw Maddie. Sally's smile faltered, replaced by a guarded expression. "You must be Maddie," she said coolly, her tone polite but distant. Maddie stiffened, her cheeks flushing. Without another word, she turned and stormed out, leaving the door wide open behind her. I closed the door quietly, locking it. Sally set the bag and cups down before stepping closer, her hand brushing my arm. "Are you okay?" she asked gently. "I think so," I replied, exhaling a shaky breath. "She wants reconciliation, claims I'm the father of her son." Sally's eyes widened. "Could that be true?" I shrugged. "It's possible, but if it is, we'll handle it. Together. I'm not going back to her, Sally. My future is with you. You and our family." Her gaze softened, and she smiled, her hand drifting to the small baby bump that had just begun to show. "We'll figure it out," she said, her voice full of quiet strength. I pulled her into my arms, holding her close. Maddie's return had shaken me. But as I stood there with Sally, I felt grounded again. Whatever challenges lay ahead, I knew I could face them with her by my side.